Our next guests say being an incredible parent isn't about being the smartest or the most successful. It's about doing what you do well and using those skills and abilities to unlock your child's potential. Recently, Jessica spoke to the co-authors of a new book called Incredible Parent. Here is that conversation.
I'm joined by the husband and wife duo, co-authors of the brand new book, Incredible Parent. We have Analyn and Brandon Miller with us today. It's wonderful to see both of you.
Oh, good morning. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely our pleasure. You know, we've got some great ground to cover. This brand new book, congratulations on the release of this, covers a lot of ground. And don't we all strive to be that incredible parent? But I tell you what, each and every day it's a challenge. And this last year has handed us a few extra curveballs. How first did you guys put this together? And what are we covering in Incredible Parent?
Sure. So, this was really, it was born out of our first book, Play to Their Strengths, and this idea of playing to your child's strengths. And so as we began writing that first book, we thought, oh my goodness, as parents, we also have strengths, and how do we lean into those? Well, first of all, how do we even know what those are and put, definitions to them? And then how do we lean into them so that we could really be a more powerful, engaging, joyful parent?
And 18 months ago, when we started writing, we could have never predicted that the book would come
Yes.
out in the midst of a pandemic.
No.
When so many of us parents, we have 4 children at home doing distance learning, kids all sorted around the house, trying
Yeah.
to figure out how to handle Zoom tech and everything else. And here we are. And we feel like this book has such a simple and profound offering to parents to say, look, you have options. You can do the things that make you wore out, tired, and you're
Right.
going to feel that anyway, or maybe make a switch, a shift to playing to your strengths, building on those things that you do well and do strong.
Let's talk about that and dig in a little deeper. You know, it sounds like a simple question, but how do you define your strengths? Because for so many of us, I feel like we're still learning what those are. So, how best to capitalize on that?
Yeah, so we look
Go
at it
ahead.
a couple ways. First of all, when you think about your strengths, it's the things that you do well. So that's the basic definition. What do I do that I can do with standout ability? I can sustain it for a long time.
Mhm.
And then next, what is it that I do that at the end of doing it, I feel energized?
Yeah.
I
You're
feel
not
like
drained. You're actually more energetic.
yeah, I could do this again. I could go all day telling stories to my kids. I could go all day building forts with my kids. I could take them on hikes. I could go, whatever those things are, because as parents, what we find often is we start looking at other parents and looking at what they're doing and the way they're interacting. We're like, oh, I wish I could be more like that dad or more like that mom. And then we try to put that on and figure out, gosh, I'm worn out after doing that. I didn't even do a good job of building that fort. It fell on top of my kids. And we're realizing that I'm the dad that should never build a tree house for my kids. I'd probably be called by somebody for harming them. Just knowing that there's this place as parents that we do something better than many others, and that's the sweet spot. That's where we could spend our time.
That's great insight, because if you are looking, and we all do it, over it, oh, how are they managing it? And what are their children doing? That's
Right.
their strengths, right? It's not yours. So when you find that taste of success in terms of your strength, you're going to build on that. What do you offer? And the book covers a little bit about this, that dreaded imposter syndrome, right? Where we kind of feel like this is not really me.
Right. And Brandon actually, he went into that just a little bit about comparing. And I mean, especially us moms. So I'm talking to you, mom out there. We get on Instagram, we get on Facebook, and we see what this mom's doing, or this perfectly orchestrated, photo or dinner per se, or maybe some type of organization. And I think sometimes we really do compare to the place that we start to put something on that's not really us, and it's hard, and there's no joy in it. You're frustrated. It takes you forever because it's really not something you're strong in, and then we judge ourselves on it. It's the most interesting thing, I think. We take something, we put it on us that truly isn't who we are, and then we judge ourselves. And so in this book, I feel like this is an opportunity to resign from being your worst critic, sign the paper, resign from it, Stop criticizing yourself and rather learn what your strengths are and, press into them. And I think when we do that, it also brings greater appreciation for the moms out there that are different from us, where we can begin to have a more synergistic relationship, where the friendships are different from the standpoint of it's okay to ask for help. You see somebody that just excels in an area, you go, man, I would love to just do a piece of that. Give me some of your tips or how you do that. And I feel like when we are in that space, there's, you're vulnerable, there's friendships that can be grown. Everyone's teachable, and the environment is so different.
Great insight from both of you. I really, really want to talk with you all day. We've kind of run out of time, but what we will share is that the book has just been released. Congratulations on that. And folks are encouraged to pick it up so they can learn more about the incredible parent. Thank you so much, Brandon and Analyn Miller. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely our pleasure. And we'll share more information on WTVR.com/VTM so they can pick up the brand new book.